There are numerous sources of information quoting statistics of the prevalence of teenage depression, and these statistics appear to be increasing every year. But what is the value of knowing the grim reality facing the youth of our generation? Well, historical statistics will indicate that teen depression was almost unheard of about 15 years ago, yet today the average statistics seem to indicate that a staggering 20% of teenagers will experience depression before they reach 18. One could argue that lack of knowledge and awareness of the signs and symptoms of teenage depression may have resulted in many teens being undiagnosed and simply labeled typical teenagers. But extensive research and statistical evidence have brought this growing problem to the forefront of mental health programs worldwide. Statistics of teen depression, regardless of how disturbing, helps us to recognize that it is a problem shared by many and has resulted in a growing resource of help and support. An even more unsettling statistic is that out of the 20% of teens that experience depression, only 33% receive help or follow through on the recovery process. Educational and awareness campaigns are aimed at family and friends as well as depressed teens themselves in order to reduce the number of undiagnosed cases of teen depression, as research indicates that 80% of teenagers who access the appropriate services can be successfully treated. Given the evidence of success of appropriate treatment and intervention, it is sad that the statistics report about 90% of suicide cases to be linked to depression or other mental conditions, especially when approximately 1 million American teens attempt to commit suicide every year. Another useful outcome of statistical research into the prevalence of teen depression is that it highlights key precipitators or risk factors in the teen population. For example, the evidence suggests that girls are twice more likely to experience depression than boys. There is also evidence of a small percentage of teenagers that suffer from seasonal depression, usually during winter months and in higher latitudes. Also, in almost 50% of teen depression cases there is a family history of depression or other mental condition. These statistics have resulted in mental health programs and awareness campaigns being more focused to reach more vulnerable groups. These statistics tell us that parents, as well as teenagers themselves, need to be aware of the risk of depression in individuals who endure intense emotional or social difficulties, or have experienced recent trauma or loss. It is also important to be aware that 70% of teens who do suffer with depression will have more than one episode before adulthood. By recognizing the signs and symptoms of depression early, friends and family of the depressed teen can assist him or her to seek help early and provide the invaluable support in the teenager's time of need. This will be the key to lowering the unsettling statistics of teen depression in the future. How to tell if your teen is depressed. It is crucial to understand that teenage depression is quite different from adults. This is because depression does not show the same symptom in teens as it does in adults. This makes depression in teens very difficult to diagnose. However, it is imperative that parents and other adults who work with teens understand the fact that depression in teenagers is as high as depression in adults, and can possibly lead to self-harm or maybe suicide. Every adult should know how to tell if your teen is depressed. The first and most important thing to realize is that teenagers with depression do not show the same activity as adults with depression. The problem for many parents becomes the fact that much of the behavior that is shown to be teenage depression are the same behaviors that many teens have at some stage. However, a diagnosis of clinical depression may present with the following behaviors. 1. Feelings of not being understood by adults in the teen's life. These feelings are often expressed in subtle behavior changes. 2. Increasing antisocial behavior. This includes isolation from friends and favorite activities. 3. Trying to leave home and/or attempting to run away. 4. Negative attitude and complaining of feeling picked on or disapproved of. 5. Sudden increase in aggression. 6. Withdrawal from the family and other social activities. 7. Spends more time by themselves and prefers to be isolated. 8. Lack of adequate hygiene. 9. Sudden decrease in grades. 10. An unexplained weight loss or gain of over 5 pounds. 11. Increased use of alcohol or drugs. 12. Other self-destructive behaviors, cutting, increased risk-taking, etc. It should be noted that if your teenager is depressed, they may exhibit only some or all of these symptoms. Parents should also understand that gender plays a part in how the depression will be exhibited. Teen girls with depression may become preoccupied with things of a morbid nature, while teenage boys will act up, becoming aggressive at school or at home, and perhaps getting into trouble with the police. Parents are often confused and frustrated when their teens begin to act like this. They react out of fear, frustration, and a lack of education. Some parents become stern disciplinarians, or even put the teen down, which only serves to increase feelings of guilt and depression. They tell their teen to just get over it, which can only heighten the problem of self-acceptance. Some parents feel too helpless to react, and stand by waiting for adulthood to arrive. It is crucial to understand that ignoring and not treating depression will not make it better. Parents and other adults must be vigilant about the signs of depression, and seek help for their teen, if they begin exhibiting symptoms. The good news is that with proper diagnosis and treatment, a depressed teen can be greatly helped. There are steps that can be taken to help expedite the treatment of depression. These are: 1. Have a medical opinion. Parents should understand that symptoms of depression can be the end result of a variety of illnesses, including thyroid, viral infections, and other factors. Your doctor can also prescribe medications, if they feel the situation is warranting that. 2. Encourage your teen to exercise daily. Even a brief walk can be a mood booster. 3. Seek out counseling. It is important that your teen have the opportunity to talk to someone they trust. Find a counselor who is experienced in treating teen depression. Teenagers are notoriously moody, but if your teen exhibits the above-described symptoms for over 2 weeks, they could be depressed. It is important to take teen depression seriously and remember that when it is treated, teens have a very high cure rate. Don't forget to share this video with those who can benefit from it. Like and subscribe to our channel for more helpful psychology content.